What's up? Talk to me. What's good? Where y'all at? Please log on. Check it out. This is The Rude Awakening. We're going live from Facebook as well as YouTube. YouTube will come on in the 4 o'clock hour. Facebook, 3 o'clock. YouTube, 4 o'clock. It'll be up there in the cloud somewhere. You can find that. Let the room build for a second. Let the room build for a second. Come on, y'all. Get on in here. Don't you leave me in here by myself. Don't you leave me in here by myself, okay? If we get over here into newness, you're going to want to be in newness too, right? Come on, get on in this room. What's happening? Saturday, The Rude Awakening. You already know you're making time for yourself right now. This is about you. Let's inspire you. Let's empower you. Let's get your gas up for you so you can go out and do, what's up, P? You can go out and do what you set out to do. If I get a little extra excited, that's because I am. If it seems like I'm extra happy, that's because I am. If it seems like I got something in store for me, that's because I do, and it has nothing to do with you. It has every bit to do with me at this point. At this point, you guys, I'm glad that you're making your way to tune in right now. I'm glad that you guys making time out for yourself. We want to believe in ourselves. We want to encourage ourselves. We want to empower ourselves. For some of us, let's just be clear. We got to call it like we see it, right? We have to call it like we see it. And some of us, we have not been seeing it the way we've been calling it. And when it comes down to others, life has called you out several times and you couldn't even represent yourself. You couldn't even defend yourself. You couldn't even properly put it in order because you spent no time in regards to what it is you are offering, what it is you do. So a lot of us spend a lot of time saying, you don't even know me. You don't even know me. If you took the time out to know me. Well, guess what? We have failed in this area. I only look to address areas that we have failed in. You see, you can't pass in an area unless you see you're failing in an area. For many of us, we ignore the areas, okay? When you're driving a car and you have a car, the car represents the human body. The car represents the human body. So we depend on the car to get us where we're going, but we have to drive the car in order to reach the destination. But along the way, if some check engine lights, some error codes jumps out, it don't jump out on somebody else's dashboard. It jumps out on your dashboard. So when it comes down to your life, we like to ignore the dashboard. We like to ignore the error codes. Some of you have issues, you have problems, you have concerns, you are frustrated, you are angry, you are upset. And for others, you are at peace. You feel prosperity. You feel like it's about to happen for you. You feel like, listen, I'm in a new place. I got newness. Let's be clear. Newness can turn to oldness. Let's be clear about this. Those that's lonely can be transformed into companionship. Let's be clear about this. Those that are sad can actually end up happy. And those that are happy could end up sad. What am I really saying to you? Life got a way of turning tables on you. This is the wrong time to be talking about, the tables gonna turn. Listen, if you understand tables do turn, then what was you doing when the tables was in your favor? What was you doing when you had it all working out and you got everything you asked for? Some of us, we ask for God. God, I just want. God, I just want. God, I just want. And God says, God, I just want more of you. God, I just need you. God, I just want to magnify you. God, you're so amazing, God. I'm waiting on God. I don't hear people, I'm waiting on God. And what happens when God jumps inside of a body? God gets inside of a vessel, right? Clothed himself up. His name ain't going to be Jesus. It's Jesus, but it's Jesus in somebody else. And it got to come to you. And yet this is the person you going to bat with. Can't nobody tell you nothing. Can't nobody line you back up. Somebody always coming against you. They hating on you because they giving you a truth that you're not ready to accept. What's going on, everybody? Saturday afternoons is dedicated for you. This is personal growth, personal development, how to inspire yourself, encourage yourself. This is what prosperity looks like. It's not just the good, but it's also the bad. It's not just the lows, but it's also the highs. It goes together. Wealth as well as looking at and understanding what poverty also looks like. Poor mentality, right? We're trying to get to a new place, somewhere we ain't never been, but we stuck in where we have always been. Some of you draw the things onto you that you just don't want to deal with, but it seems like you a magnet. Why are you a magnet drawn to you things that you do not desire to have? That is a question. That is a concern. It's a concern for me, at least. Why do I draw to me what I do not desire to participate in? Why do people come to me, right, when I'm really trying to get to somewhere bigger, better, greater? Because obviously there's something about you that you need to do, that you need to release. For many of us, we don't like to release. We don't like to release. We inquire, we desire, we constantly want, right? We constantly want to receive, but we don't know how to give. We don't know how to give our attention. We don't know how to give to be open. We don't know we want to give somebody else a chance. Why should I give you a chance? Why should you give yourself a chance? We haven't given ourselves a chance, people. So what am I saying to the room right now as I reset the room? I love to call this the Rude Awakening. This is the Rude Awakening. On Monday, I call it the Monday Meltdown. Because I recognize anything that's built up with me has to come down. It has to melt down with that fire. So the only way gonna bring fire is to use what I know fire is, right? Experience. I come with experience. I come with the Spirit. I don't come without the Spirit. I come with the Spirit. The spirit of conviction brings forth correction. The spirit of poverty brings forth the understanding that there's prosperity. We don't have to be here, right? We want to be clear. We want to be clear so we can get where we're going. Some people look forward to this moment. I'm one of those people. Everybody is not going. Let's just be open and let's be honest. This is an inside job. I want to take people over to the promised land. Martin Luther King did. He had a dream. In his dream, he saw freedom, not for himself. He went to school, educated, had a wife, had a job, had a career, had God. He was in church, everything. Yet he had a dream that was bigger, better, greater than his little family and everybody else, right? Sound like my dream a little bit. Right? I felt like, man, God, I'm here. I'm where you want me to be. And I be wanting to skip out, run on you guys, like run, right? Because I just can't take it sometimes. And sometimes the pressure is overwhelming. People don't ask me how my day is. Not that they're responsible for doing so, but no one takes into consideration what I have to do to be here. No one takes in consideration what I have to go through to be able to provide for you, right? Let's just be clear. I want to bring this thing to a clear understanding for you. So before I start building, right? Before I start building, I like to tell you, I like to knock stuff down. I like to knock stuff down, break stuff down, right? I want to get us over to a new place, a new space. I know you're wondering, how am I able to do this, right? You're going to be the one who do this. I'm going to be the one who assists you in doing this. This is what I Am My Life Coach was created for. I am the creator of a concept that will change your whole life. If I can change your life by the way you think, then you will make better choices that change everything that connects to you. You see, one change changes everything. One thing changes everything. For many of you, let's talk. Many things you have participated in, one conversation, one blowout, one misunderstanding, one whatever, and your whole relationship went up in smoke. One thing. Just like if some of you won some money, inherited some money. Money will change your whole entire life, right? An increase will change your whole entire life, right? Anything that you bring into your life will either add value or it will take value. But for you, I'm here for self-discovery. We are entering on the road of self-recovery. To recover, that means to obtain. Obtain what? Mental. I will argue, for some of us, we have never had full access over our thoughts and thinking, the way we do things. Which means we've been a victim to current situations and circumstances. Some of them we didn't even create, but it birthed more problems. Only way we can uproot this thing is to get down to the problem. So I would like to journey you that way. Now that the room is building, let me reintroduce myself. Peace and blessings. What's happening, everyone? This is the Rude Awakening. This is the Invisible Crown Army. We are a community. We are open community to anyone because we don't see outer. We only see inner. We're not here to talk about anyone. We're not here to disrespect or insult anyone. This is not a black thing or a white thing. This is not about a male or female. This is not a matter of people that has prosperity versus people with poverty, people that's smart versus people that's dumb. This is about realigning yourself. This is about encouraging yourself. This is about redirecting yourself. I've been sent Adonis D. Johnson, your transformation coach, self-empowerment teacher, self-help teacher, wrote a self-help book, to assist those along this journey. It wasn't just about getting a book and obtaining a book. It was about understanding the purpose of the book, why the book was created, and why he used this book in order to help assist you with your life. Every step of the way, every little move you make, God needed to know, and I'm sure you want to know, that you and him will be together, right? Every little step I take, because he's watching every little step you take and every little move you make. He created you to operate at a certain function. He created you to perform a certain type of way. So me being one of the first to go display these type of powers, I had to go experience the worst. And in experiencing the worst situations and circumstances, I come back before you because no one that comes upon me, anyone that comes in my presence, anyone that's around me, cannot dismantle or take me out or take me down. That's just how confident I am in this area called the battlefield. There is a battlefield. From day one, we've been training for this battlefield. We've been training so that we can succeed and prosper in this thing called life. But for many of us, we was located on a playground, playfield, ground being the base. Playing mean we're playing with life, right? You think about a playground, you think about the things that goes with a playground. It's about having fun, right? It's about looking at kids have fun. Sliding board, climb up, woo, slide down. How many of you want to climb up life and then gamble it all away at the casino table? How many of you want to sit here and think about having a royal marriage in a white dress, but then one night you go out with your girlfriends, y'all want to pop pills and go have y'all some serious experience, right? Slide down like, phew, right? How many of you just want to swing through life just all in the air, going back and forth, right? Back and forth, just rocking. Just rocking, just rocking. Sound like a song, just rocking, just rocking, just rocking. And then somebody jump in like, hey, just rocking, just rocking, right? Just hey. And after that, you done made that a habit. We picked this up a long time ago. That's the playground, right? We train for the battleground. There's many reasons I'm gonna prove to you that our training will not go in vain. There's a reason why I'm here to let you understand that no one never, ever, as of this, have done what we have accomplished and done on our own. You see, all it requires was your attention. All it requires was a fair opportunity and your life will advance. That's all it required. But when we spend time in the wrong areas, when we spend time doing things that we have always done, we got what we have always got. Searching for God. never truly receiving him. Somebody told me, they stated to me, they said, I want to do what God want me to do, right? What God will is. Well, if you want to do what God will is what I said, then if you want to do what he wants you to do, then who been giving you the instruction to do what you've been doing? And what am I saying? That's a misunderstanding. That's miseducation. And we all have done that or still do that right now. So I have to address the truth. This is what I was told. I was told with the Invisible Crown Army, we have to view ego. Many of you have to be very careful with this 3-letter word called EGO, ego. And why was I given this word ego? Because I know we going bigger, better, greater. And I know we in prosperity as of now. The feeds, the broadcasts, the information, the stuff we receiving. 1, everybody can't understand it. 2, you making growth and you don't understand it. 3, you still show up because it's building you up. People around you cannot tear you down if they did not build you up. Your time here is to build you up. So the grounds has been set already, right? Watch this. Ephesians, it states, put on the full armor so you can stand your ground. To stand in your ground, playground, battleground, your ground is what you desire to have. For many of us, we want more out of someone else than we want out of ourselves. If you put the attention back on yourself to build yourself up, then your job starts within yourself, and what you give is what you have. You see, for someone, I have to express to them, right, in life, you give a little, you get a little. You give a lot, you get a lot. But the one you give a little to has been you all the time. So you perform poorly. You perform poorly. You respond poorly. Many of us, instead of responding, we reacting because we're not proactive, we're reactive. We just react to what's going on around us because our minds is already conditioned to respond a certain type of way based on the conditions of the things that's going on around. Let me say that one more time. You are already conditioned, programmed to respond a certain type of way when you see a certain type of thing happen. So when you see something transpiring, your mind already knows exactly what to do. This has to be overrode. Ego will have you believing you have it all together. Ego, EGO, means earthly grounds only. Earthly ground only, right? Why is it earthly ground only? Because you base everything you do off of everything you have. Everything you see versus everything you experience. Some of the stuff you experience, do you not know you attach the emotions to it? You attach the feelings to it. It's called anchoring. When you anchor something, it's like a boat, right? A ship. Think of a ship and it's sailing, right? And it gets here and it comes to a certain point and it want to dock. So it says drop the anchor. And when it drops the anchor, the boat that should be sailing on top of the water is not able to move no more. Many of you have anchored images, anchored feelings, anchored religion, which is practices that's not your practices, somebody else's. And you have adopted metaphors and things that's not beneficial to what it is and where it is that you've been called to go. Bigger, better, greater is your destination. What you was created for was more than what you participate in right now and what you have settled for or become comfortable in. Yes. So the anchor is on. Because you done anchor yourself to things that some things in your life, come on, Lord, he talking now. Some things in your life you worrying about never even happened before. Not to mention, it never even happened to you. It happened to somebody around you. Remember, 10,000 would die on your left side. 1,000 would fall on your right side. I don't know what 10,000 is. I don't know what 1,000 is, but a fall is a fall. Okay? And some of us, we done fail over some foolish stuff. We done fail over other people's stuff. We done fail over so much of our own stuff that we don't even understand what it even to stand on what we actually know right now. Ask yourself, what is it really that you know right now? Do you not know that you're more than a conqueror, but you can believe this, right? But do you really believe this? I understand you heard this. I know I'm more than a conqueror. How? Because you got to go back to some experience of, well, I'm more than a conqueror because the Bible said I am, but the Bible says a lot. But do you have the attitude, the substance, the emotions? Remember the ones you was giving out, making choices and decisions with? You out of gas. You ain't got no emotions. Your feelings, right? Feelings and emotions is what produce what you desire to conquer, whatever it is that you set out to conquer. But see, a lot of us, we want to conquer people. We want to conquer somebody else. We want somebody else to do something for us. And that's what we condition to. We want to receive. I want to receive. I want to receive. I want to get back. I want to give. I want to receive, right? You, as well as many, has messed this area up so much that you literally has an ego issue. And with this ego, Invisible Crown Army, we have to address earthly grounds only. Because we like to talk about God, but we don't want to talk about these earthly grounds that we live on, these earthly rules that we're rotating with, right? Easing God out, right? Easing God out. Easing God out is when you decide you want to do what you're doing because you know what you're doing. You know, I ain't got time for this. That's ego right there. You don't have time. What do you mean you don't have time? You don't make time. You don't create time. But there's a moment that you definitely have to represent yourself in decent and in order. You have to perform a certain type of way. This is a certain type of feed for a certain type of people. And I'm so grateful that our numbers is a certain type of way, because that just means we're going the actual way. Everybody's not finding this alternate route. I'm so grateful that I just want some of you to just remember me, that I was the one that came in, right? To God be the glory. God used me. Used me in such a way that Christ was able to come in me and go through me just to reach you. That's how important this communication line was. Earthly grounds only. Yes, ego. Easing God out. You see, making choices and decisions, right? I just want what God wants for me, right? Ain't that something? What God wants for you. But what did you want for you when you never created you? Many of us fell into the same trap. Don't act like you ain't done this. We all done this. We all created our own formula. Let me show you how it looks, right? Two people order some coffee. The coffee. Can I have coffee, please? Can I have coffee, please? Two people come for coffee, right? Here's your rude awakening, the first one. Both of you have a cup of coffee. When you get the coffee, somebody says, can I have some milk, please? And they're like, do you want milk for yours? You said, no, I'm going to get, anybody else? Let me get almond milk for mine. And they get milk and you get milk. You get your milk, they get their milk. They put 3 sugars in their coffee. You put no sugar in your coffee. And the other person has the audacity to tell you your coffee is nasty. You need to put more sugar in your coffee. What? You don't put no sugar in your coffee? Man, I don't know how you do that. This is ego. This is a problem for this person as well. Because you see, we both have the exact same substance. The base, the ground is water. What was added was coffee beans, right? It comes from the ground, coffee beans. It's the same water, coffee, done been grounded. That's the grounds, coffee beans, ground beans, right? Put in, right? Boom. Made some coffee, how you want it is according to what you desire. But see, for many of us, it's your job to fix your coffee to your liking. But for some reason, we like to look at how other people fix their things, how other people do their business, how other people conduct their stuff. And when we look at what they do, we have an opinion about what they do. We're not even drinking what they created. You're drinking what you created. And many of you, you ain't created something worth drinking. You poison your own identity when you don't display your identity. Many of us, we're hiding Easing God out is not knowing that you represent the creator because you are the creation. And when you understand the one who you take your direction from is the one who you ask and the one you receive. And when you ask, you shall receive if you don't doubt. But why do you doubt? It's because many of you going through a season that you're going to have to learn to keep this shut. This is the season and a period that we going to have to stop, look, and listen. Stop, look, and listen. This is the road to self-recovery. Remember the 2 coffees? One person put one type of milk, another person, another type of milk, this person, 4 sugars, this person, no sugar. And yet, this person has something to say about the way this person made their sugar, made their coffee. You don't put no sugar in your coffee? See, you already done got used to and accustomed to putting sugar in your coffee. Which one is it? Is it the sugar that's working or is it the caffeine that's working? You don't know. Because this is how you make it how you like it. But you have a problem with the other side. The other side don't really have a problem because they sit here saying, why you putting all that sugar in there? I thought you said you work out. I thought, you see, now there's a problem going on. This is where we at, ego. Here's another example. There was a ship, right? There was a ship that was shipwrecked. Like many of you, as well as myself, we have all been shipwrecked. I'm going to show you something in this scripture. It talks about shipwreck, right? Something we never seen before, but something we can use. I like to use anything I can to help get us to a bigger, better, greater point. Because I believe, Vicky, if we can get to a higher level, we have a different view. And for many of us, we need another view because the view that everybody else gets keeps us on lower level sheep behavior, just like everybody else. And that's why we can't accomplish the things we set out to accomplish because too many people believe we on the same level and we have different views. If you think I'm on the same level, you should look at the view I see and the view I have seen and the things that I'm about to do. But I'm about to show you one thing real quick. Watch this. A shipwreck, right? Call it the skipper, right? The skipper. And on the skipper, right, that was an island and it's shipwreck and they had to swim to shore. It was called Gilligan's Island. And so here it is. They are stuck, stranded. Come on, y'all. Invisible Crown Army are stuck on an island in some areas in our life. It could be financial. It could be emotional. Could be from an intellectual standpoint. It could be spiritually, right? We stuck because at the end of the day, I'm tired of hearing about Adam and Eve. I'm tired of hearing about Adam and Steve. I'm tired of hearing Adam and Steve. Oh, wow. I'm tired of hearing about Samson and Delilah. I'm tired of hearing about Jezebel's spirit. You tired of hearing about everybody is because it's about time we talk about your body. It's about time we talk about you. They stuck on Gilligan's Island, right? Stranded, looking for some help. Who gonna come and get us? Praying to God, Lord help us, Lord help us, Lord help us, right? And here come a ship, right, that lost its way. They've been out at sea, the Invisible Crown Army. Check it out. On another note, we on the ship, right? And we've been out here stuck at sea, wondering for some of us, man, when we gonna touch down? When my husband coming? When my wife coming? When the marriage I'm getting in? When is finances about to hit? When am I getting bigger, better? When are we going to touch ground? Come on, y'all. Y'all want to see this? Let's go deeper then. Jonah. Did not Jonah build a ship and was out here wondering, when am I going to touch land? Where am I going? Right? And we're waiting what? We're waiting for a sign, but we don't know what the sign is. So we just out here. We don't know what's going on. You guys, when it's going to happen for us, Vicky? I don't know. When it's going to happen for us, Sharon? I don't know. When it's going to happen for us, Marie? I don't know. When it's going to happen for us, Nicole? I don't know. One thing I do know, Melody, it's going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I'd be a fool to tell you that we're not going to train. We just going to wait around. And when it do happen, Jackie, we ain't even prepared. We're not even prepared. So anyway, this ship that's out here in the ocean, these other people are stuck on the islands for years, right? And the ship comes and it finally see land. It's finally see some land, right? Oh my God, they're waving. Oh, they get happy, right? They get happy. What they happy for? They happy on the ship because they see some land, right? They happy on the ship because they see some land. Oh my God, right? Yeah. Praise the Lord. Woo, he heard us, right? But the people that's on the island, they notice, oh my God, we about to get rescued. Here come a ship, you guys. Woo! They start dancing. Hey, over here, over here. They start dancing because they realizing we about to leave. Somebody done finally found us. They located us, y'all. They got us right now. Oh my God, God heard us. They about ready to go. Now they start dancing. You see, one person got one view, the other person has another view. And here's where the problem comes in at, is because when we get here, right, we done been out here so long that we need to stay here for a while to regroup ourselves, to get ourselves together. And for some people that was here, we done been here so long, I'm ready to roll, right? I'm ready to get up out this situation. And what am I saying? Let's go ahead and bring it on home, you guys, is that once you come together, you got conflict. And what conflict is it that you have? The conflict that you have is that your ego gets in the way. Your ego gets in the way when you ease God out. Ease God out. E-O-E-G-O. Ease God out. Earthly ground only. You saw ground and you got happy. But guess what? The people that's on the grounds that you saw, been on them grounds for so long, they ready to roll in a new direction, in a new place. Come on, you guys. You got to tell me you understand this. Okay, let's go deeper. Some people, you want me to go deeper, I go deeper. You want me to go deeper, I go deeper. Some of you don't want me to go deeper because you know I'll go deeper. But if I go deeper, I might lose some of you in this mist. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take it. If I get the right people to tell me to go deeper, I'll go deeper. But you might not like it because this is the Rude Awakening. It takes place in the 3 o'clock hour on Saturdays, 4 o'clock on YouTube. This is about personal development and personal growth. Personal development and personal growth only. So let's go deeper then. Somebody, okay, Nicole say go deeper. For some of you, easing God out, right? You see, this is called a mirror. And for many of us, we want to look in the mirror at ourselves. We want to fix what we only can see based on the mirror. But for many of us, what we want to do is when we see something wrong, we want to break the mirror so we can no longer see ourselves no more. You see, we want to break the mirror, you see, and think now that, hey, we good because you can't see that your attitude is off. You can't see that you're an emotional wreck. You can't see that you keep replaying what you have already been in. Everything you have been in is the only thing you're capable of seeing. But every time you get to something new, you let something new take you away from what you can possibly have, because you only want to perform according to what it is you can confirm. And the only thing you can confirm is what's in your past. I'm sorry, but bigger, better, greater require a new attitude. But for many of you, as I stated, even in James it stated, you will look in the mirror, right? And the moment you see somebody touch something, you turn that thing. You don't want to see that. No, you don't want to see that. So you look in the mirror like this. What's my problem? What's your problem? You should be the one who know your problem. But yet what you want? You want somebody to tell you your problem because you so ready to tell them their problem. Your problem is you don't treat me like you should. Well, do you treat yourself like you should? Because if you treat yourself like you should, then treat yourself to something different. You see, I run the role that I play. You only can run the role that you play. But some of you don't know the role you play because you ain't seen the instructions. You ain't seen the instruction because why? Because you ego. Your ego done what? Ease God right on out of your life. Now you looking for a God that you could have actually been experiencing. Why? How do I know this? This is how I know this. You see, for many of you, when you decide Rude Awakening is, we want to see somebody. You want to see somebody for who they are and what they built on, how they planted and what they became and where they going. When I hear somebody, all I want to hear that vision. I want to hear that bigger, better, greater. I want to hear what you're trying to accomplish. I don't care if it's a drug deal down to you trying to sit here and sell some lemonade or something. Lipstick, idea, makeup. I don't care what you selling, but I need to hear it. Only way I'm hearing it is because I need to know if it can happen or not. He stated 2 or 3 touching and agreeing. 2 or 3 touching and agreeing. Your higher conscious touch with your lower conscious, a third man will appear. What's going on, sis? Welcome to the Rude Awakening. What am I doing? I'm waking up something that needs to be woke right now. I recognize that we are the chosen people to do something amazing and great right now. But at the end of the day, the only way we're going to identify this is we're going to have to address that thing called ego. E-G-O. Easing God out. easing God out, or earthly grounds only. That means everything you do is based on earthly ground only, and you don't have no God participating in the things you doing, so you never get supernatural intelligence, you never get supernatural results, you never get something bigger, better, and greater, because you're too busy reproducing what it is you have already created. Oodles and noodles, ground level behavior, anything that's subtle is already at the bottom. You can't fall until you climb. And for many of us, we have to climb, but let's remember, it's in the climb of what we climbing for. Some of you want to sit here and talk to God. I'm going to climb to God. To ask him what? You see, don't start climbing if you don't know where you're going. For many of us, what am I saying? Who takes a test that you never trained for, you never practiced for? This life ain't about no hoping it happen. This life is about I write it and I know it will happen. I told you guys that I was instructed to let us all know that we got to choose one goal for every month. Write that thing down, and we're going to see that thing come to pass. That one goal better make you bigger. That one goal better make you better. And that one goal can make you greater. One thing can change everything. And that's just how desperate I am to make sure that my life goes up in stock, that my life goes extremely well. I have to continue to raise the bar. Let's go further. For many of us, let me let you understand, there's a higher self and a lower self. I was explaining to someone yesterday in conversation, right? They said the first shall be what? The first shall be what? Type it. The first shall be what? The first shall be last. Did somebody say last? The first shall be what? Last. And the last shall, thank you, Nicole. And the last shall be first. I was talking to a spiritual brother. He's actually a leader. He's a leader of the ministry. He has a title. He has everything. And he explained the first shall be last and the last shall be first, right? Watch this, you guys. Once he finished, I said, let me give you a new revelation that God gave me to give to the Invisible Crown Army. He said, well, I just gave you the revelation. I said, that wasn't the revelation. You see, the first shall be last. Let's go. Your way of life, the way you chose first, the way you looked at yourself. A lot of you looked at yourself like you had it all together. This is your personality. This is how I do things. This is how I was raised. I'm from the projects. This is how I do what I do. This is what I want. This is the way I was taught. I mean, this is the way I am, right? That's your first way of thinking, because that was the only way of thinking. That was the first. But when Christ comes into your life, bigger, better, greater, that will be the last. Christ come last. Adam came first. You came first with your errors and mistakes about what you thought life was. Christ come last. And the last shall be first is your higher self, Vicky. Higher self is something bigger, better, and greater. Do you not know your higher self is I am my life coach? What if I told you your old self is your old way of thinking? That's what was running things. That's the lower you. That's the lower self. Come on, Felicia. Let's go. Lower self was first, because this was the only self you knew. You was everybody but yourself. Come on, y'all. We did it for the schools. We did it for the community. We did it for the black people. Come on, don't act like you ain't doing it for black. You know, I'm a black woman. Why did that get into your description? Because somebody put it there. I'm the black woman. I'm a single mother. I'm a strong mother. All these attributes, and you just a woman. You just a woman like everybody else. You just a man. I'm a black man living in the world. Police got to deal. Hey, you're a black man with excuses at this point. Save it for somebody that want to hear it. Your lower self is your first self. Your lower self is who taught you. Your lower self is your religion. Your lower self is your church. Your church is your documents, your doctrine, what you was raised on, what you was birthed on. That was your instructions, which was no instructions at all. You went to places, you went things you ain't know. You ain't get no contract. You ain't seen nothing. It was all verbal. You see, we got a habit of watching what we eat. I want to eat this. I don't eat pork. I only drink dark. I only drink light liquor. I don't drink dark liquor. I only smoke this. I don't smoke that. I don't eat this. I only eat that. You see, you so conscious about what you eat, but you ain't conscious about what you say. Come on, y'all. You better understand where we're going with this right now. We going to a bigger, better, greater place. You said the first shall be last, then put the first last. That will be who you have always been. That will be who you thought you was. Come on, you thought your ego, which is this person here, easing God out. Well, what happens when you put God in? That's what I come to do. I come to shift the room, shake the room, stir the room. I'm bringing the spirit. This is a rude awakening. It takes place in Saturdays in the 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock hour. Personal development, personal growth. This is how we get it. We got to get it how we get it so we can do what we need to do. There's no instructions for what's about to happen. But thank God that it's happening right now. We're going to see ourselves to the other side right now. The first shall be last, and that last used to be first. And that was what? You sit here wanting to do what you want to do. You want to buy some shoes. You want to spend all this money on your kids now. His feet done outgrew everything. Them clothes he can't even fit. Now you got to give away stuff right now. You want to get your little hair done, spend all that money on hair, and don't file that on your taxes. And yet your hairstyle didn't pay one bill for you. It didn't help you. It only hindered you because it got you what? Looking in the mirror what? Backwards right now, easing God right on out, right? And he said the first shall be last and the last, come on y'all, the last shall be first. Well, let's go ahead and let it be understood. Jesus came when? He came as Christ to be what? Your higher self. So your higher self is what? I am my life coach. I am my life coach is power and authority. That's authority. You see, the one had the power is what was running things because you gave authority to all those that was around you. You listen, oh, I love that, my the greatest. Oh, my parents, this and this and this and that. My mentor said, this person said, that person said. Every thought that pops in your head, somebody else put it there. My ex, you know, me and my ex, you want to sit here and dissect a relationship that no longer exists. Come on, y'all. Let's be clear about this thing. You see, when you show up with somebody, let me explain how this thing supposed to look, right? Some of you easing God out. I have to address ego today. So we're going to make sure this ain't our problem moving forward. You see, it's what you see when you look in this mirror right here, right? You look in this mirror. You want to know what you see, right? Let's be clear. What do you see right here? This is what you see when you look in this mirror here, right? You see this, right? You see the picture. And here's the picture. You can't eat this. You cannot eat this. Some of you want to eat what you see. You put that lipstick on as if you about to make love to yourself. As if that sticky stuff actually works. And stick around and stick somebody's face to your face. Mess around, put glitter all over your clothes and messing up everything that costs garment. People took time out to sit here and make that garment, right, sis? Come on, y'all. All white part of your face, brush up against them, put lipstick and makeup all on. You'll mess the outfit up in the changing room that you don't want that one. You want to go get a new one now. Messing up stuff. That's what I'm talking about. What am I saying? You got a picture. See? Let's be clear. You try to look at the picture, and some of you, then you get the Bible, and you see wait a minute now. God said, hold on now, wait a minute, Pastor. Hold on, Pastor, you that Pastor down, Pastor, he talking to me now. Who am I talking? He talking to me now. He talking to me now. And as soon as you done, your butt go right out and do the exact same thing. You ain't changed anything. What am I doing? I'm addressing ego right now. Because we like this for one day, but as soon as that's done, we return. Because, see, here's the thing about something about this thing called life. When you have a picture by God, come on, y'all, bigger, better, greater, right? What happens is, God starts this things out. In order to be something, in order to become something, you must first be something. And for some of us, y'all don't understand. If I'm broken, I'm broken. If I'm jacked, I'm jacked. If I'm low, then I'm low. If I'm poverty, then I'm poverty. If I ain't got nothing, I ain't got nothing. If I ain't a good dater, I ain't a good dater. I'm sorry. I'm sorry because I see a picture and messing around with you is not worth. I don't see you in this picture. Okay, I'm looking at what you're doing and I get the picture. I'm up out of here. But before you can become something, you must first be something. Y'all see that? Why? If I told you what this is, you would say that's a sunflower seed. Isn't that amazing? This comes from this. And one of these that you see is this right here. And somebody just needed to take it and water it in order to produce more. But no, what we want to do, we want to eat this. Please serve me this. We want to order me this. Order me this. This is what I want, right? We want to consume and act like we got it all together instead of owning the whole damn farm. Instead of taking it all, we want to order, we want to become a consumer. We done consume everything, easing God right on out, right? That's why I'm here to provide what we need. In order to become something, you must first be something. In order to be something, you must got to know what type of seed is this. Come on, you guys. This is the rude awakening right now. This is where we wake up our minds, our spirits, our soul. Everything is in full alignment. We about to become restored right now. Restored in spirit and truth right now. You guys, watch this. Let's go. Let's get into this thing. And y'all know how I got to close out, right? Why? Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. See, people want to hear stories. People want to hear about this. And, ooh, I'm so happy for you. No, you're not. I'm so happy for them. No, you're not. I'm so happy for, no, you're not. Because I'm going to be honest with you. Your happiness was meant for you. Your happiness was meant for when you do the work for you. Let's stop sitting here trying to act like them little phony smiles and appreciation go to somebody else. Get your eyes off somebody else's garden and put it back on you. You got work to do right now. Well, what am I saying right now? Many of us want revelation because we run from transformation. What am I saying? We don't want the transformation. We want revelation. Every time somebody correct you, that's revelation. That's revelation. How about we get to something called transformation? See. Okay, so here's how it works. This is not going to help you, okay? This is not going to help you because you want to remove this and you forget that the whole key to life is you. You open doors and you close doors. You see, if God can trust you, he'll give you more for somebody else. Because why is it for somebody else? It's because what adds value to me is what I water. What I participate in is what I give to because I'm connected to it. You think I'm going to starve me to prove a point to you? Absolutely not. That's why you guys, we had to come and do a public feed. That's why this is the Rude Awakening and it's made available, if we share it, to all the other ones. Because God is waiting to use you as an example for others. Remember the story. Some people are on the island waiting to get off. Others are on the ship waiting to find some land. When Noah was on the boat, he had to send out a bird, right, to go get a sign. And bring that sign back to let me know. But for some of us, we ain't seen nothing yet. But this feed is what you need to see. Your attitude is what you need to see. Your progress is what you need to see. What you about to do is what you need to see. When you see bigger, better, greater, that means you looking forward right now. And you can actually see how this thing gonna come all together for the great of good. Many people think this was a joke. Many people thought I was a joke. Some people still think I'm a joke. It's not what I'm saying and who I am, is who you are and what you're not. Your God is evaluating you. He's not evaluating you through me. He's evaluating you through your actions. I'm here to deliver, and that's what I set out to do, and that's what I would do. In order to produce this seed, it will require a transformation. The revelation is that it will end up as watermelon. Some people gonna have some tomatoes. Some people gonna be, what's this? Some spinach. Some people gonna be some turnips. What am I saying? This is the picture. I will be doing, me and the Army, a vision board party. Oh, my vision is big. Let's be clear. My vision is super big, right? I will be doing a vision board party coming up. I told you, I do not play when it comes down to my vision. I do not play when it comes down to my purpose. I do not play when it comes down to the things I desire to have, right? Let's be clear. And my son, he's doing one too. Let's be clear. And I'm letting you understand something. When you downgrade yourself, when you give less than what it is that it is he told you to give, he has to entrust you to do the right thing even in the wrong times. What am I saying? You can't do the right things for the wrong reasons. You have to do the right things because that's what you've been charged to do. What am I saying? Well, let's go deeper. Y'all want to go deeper? Let's go deeper. I got some more time left, a little more time left. Let's go deep. I got a little more time left. Let's run it back. Anchoring. Remember, you have to anchor your ideas. You have to anchor what it is you want to do. That means you have to tie it to something, right? You have to tie it to something. So I'm letting you know that you have to tie it to something. What else I'm saying? Let's do a recap. Fasting, right? People want to fast what goes in their mouth, right? You know what? I don't eat pork. I don't eat this. I don't eat that. I don't drink this. I don't drink, right? I don't drink. What else don't you do? I don't do this right here. What else don't you do? I don't do this here, right? Everything got something to do with go in, right? Going in. And that's why it's so difficult when it comes down to people that's in your life, because you always think that they up to something. You always think that they full of something. You always think because they trying to provide for somebody that don't even understand. You participate in a community. This is a community. And this community is only for something called prosperity. And I'm here to tell you something. We are already in it. In order to become something, you must first be something. Let's move from there. In order to get this picture, it starts out with this picture. Let's move from there. Once you understand that everything has two sides, this is how it looks. But when you turn this thing over, this is the directions. It says you need some things to make this thing happen. You need some soil. Soil is something you don't create. That's something you got to go get. It needs some water. There needs to be you got to sow 4 to 6 of them, and it has to be a certain temperature. Come on, y'all. What is it that you're trying to create? Some of you want relationships. Some of you want some things. And understand something. Some of the things that you wanted, you never had. You act like you had what you did not have. You see, looking in the mirror, you wasn't looking in the mirror at how you really are. You was looking in the mirror at how somebody else perceived you. You let somebody else dictate who you are based off of the fact that you was open and concerned and you wanted to learn. Oh man, I need to stop sinning. Oh man, I need to I know I need to be better. Somebody told me I need to work on my this. Somebody else told me I need to work on that. Somebody else told me I need to do this. The last guy I dated, he said I talk too much. I know I talk too much because the last guy said I talk too much, right? Talk too much about what? Maybe God used your talking to get your black butt up out that relationship. Maybe he used that right there to move you out. He used that to get you out of what you shouldn't have never been in the first place. Maybe you was going to bring him down. Maybe he was going to bring you down. At the end of the day, both of y'all together, both of y'all going to drown. At least you could save one and lose the other. But I see you here right now. They ain't here. You are. But see, we didn't see the instructions because you didn't understand. It requires something. Well, when somebody see you, what is your requirements? What are you built on? What created you to be the way you are? What's your attitude? Is it you grew up in church now? You used to be a teacher. Your father was a pastor. Your grandma was somebody else. Everybody else got to take the hit for you, but you can't take the hit for nothing you do. And if you can't give credit for nothing you did, then how do the God that created you get any honor, any glory, or anything when you never acknowledge anything for yourself? He did not create you so you can bath in how you look. He did not create you so you can say, ooh, one dimple. He did not create you so you can say, ooh, like that. He didn't create you for that. You created that. E-O-E-G-O, ease God right on out. Earthly grounds only. What grounds do you want to play on right now? I told you you can either be on the battle, you can go into the battlefield, that's the battleground, or you can stay on the playground. I choose to believe we getting the hell up out the playground. Playing days is over with. Only thing I'm finna play with is these commas, okay? Only thing I'm gonna play with is this money, okay? Only thing I'm gonna play with is how we become bigger, better, greater, and we smile while we doing it. My goals don't have nothing to do with yours. Yours don't have nothing to do with me. But when you accomplish what you accomplish, at least you growing something. At least you developing something. At least you receiving something. But one thing I ain't gonna do, two things I know for sure. I'm not gonna sit around in other people's lives watching them sit here and do things and laughing at them or clapping for them because of what they doing, as if I was designed to be a cheerleader, as if I was designed to root you on. I'm telling you now, you better be going just as hard as I'm going, and when we meet up on other grounds. We meet up on level grounds. We meet up in celebrations. We meet up because motivation and education goes together. And I'm trying to explain something that's I'm finna shut it down and tone it down. I'm so grateful, you guys, that we work together to produce something amazing. I want to go ahead and just close it up, wrap it up, and put it back together. I got to give you a scripture. I gave you guys the coffee, told you, we look at other people, how they make their coffee versus how you make your coffee. And we always have a problem with somebody else's coffee. We always have a problem with how somebody else make up what they do to be them. And that's what causes problems with you. Okay? You keep your eyes on what you like and what you do. Because whatever you participate in, you getting graded for what you do. That's all. You get graded for what you give. You cannot tip a person based on what you think they deserve. You got to tip a person based on what you capable of providing for. It's what you do. The higher you. Remember, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. The first thing that made all these dumb decisions, the one that chose to date stupid, the one that chose to be foolish, the one that chose to have sex 13, 12, 11, 14, 18, you did it now. You know what it feels like. For all of you that done got your little cherry pop, it's pop. Boom. It's not going to be starting over anytime soon. Let's just be clear about it. You already done experienced the Pandora. It done been open. It's open. This thing ain't closing. You have anchored feelings to it. You have anchored emotions to it. You have anchored, I gave you my innocence. Guess what? You created that. Stop acting. This is a movie right now. What movie are we talking about? In order to have a movie, you got to recognize, are you the actor? Are you the director? Are you the writer? Are you the producer? Are you the cameraman? Or are you an extra? You got too many extras operating around you. Ain't doing nothing. Okay? Extra don't got to go to school for nothing. Extra don't got to go practice the act. They just an extra. And some people are so extra. All in the mirror. So extra. So extra. But you're going to let extra move you? You're going to let extra get you off? This is your movie. You write them in. Your ass got to write them out. You understand me? Let's be clear. CEO, Chief Executive Officer. It is your job to hire, fire, and retire. I do not care if no one choose to like me, to accept me. They can accept what I'm saying. They can accept what I'm saying, they can reject what I'm saying, or they can neglect what I'm saying. But I guarantee you somebody gonna understand exactly what I'm saying. And when they understand what I'm saying, it's gonna line up with what they was praying. I understand I didn't go in talking about this and then God and all that, because this wasn't necessary, it wasn't needed. You done eased God on out anyway. So for some of you, you don't need to pray. That's why you go to other people to pray. But pray for me, man of God. Pray for me, woman of God. At the end of the day, let's be clear. E-G-O. Easing God out. Earthly grounds only. And you need somebody else to go spiritual because you have no practice and you confirm it all the time. Notice. Stop. Here's a warning. He just told me this. If you can confirm that somebody else can pray a little bit better than you, that shows you, that should be a sign that God created you. If you feel that somebody else can say some stuff and your heart can fall in love with what they're saying, your ears can tune in, you can hear them better than you can hear yourself, that goes to show you your first is still first. Your first is still first, and that's why I can't pray to God. Because your first is still first. He said the first needs to be last. Who gonna put them last? It has to be you. The authority. The authority is old way is gone. Old thinking is gone. Remember, watch this. On the Rude Awakening, on the Mighty Monday Meltdown, I got to give y'all this one. I hope my sister's still on. Here you come. I told you guys, prosperity awaits us, right? I told you guys that when they was going to a promised land, it was a place they never left. They never been. Bigger, better, greater, right? Ooh, this is so good. Ooh, I gotta go, you guys. Man, I gotta get ready and get up off this thing. People want, oh my God, people want revelation and they run from the transformation. You run from the transformation. Isn't that amazing? You guys, let's kick it. Let's kick it. Let's kick it. Prosper. That's new places, new things. Come on, y'all. Let's shift this atmosphere real quick. Let's wake it up right now. Let's wake it up, shake it up. Come on now. Oh, that's my sister right there. Let's go. She here, I'm here. Let's go. Here it come right here. Listen, you guys. Egypt, old level. First, that's where they first was at, right? They was in Egypt. That's where they first was at. The first had to become last. That had to get to the backside. Let's go, y'all. We got to put the BS and all the bull crap to the back, behind you. Everything got to be behind you. Even Jesus, when something stepped in the way, he told devil, Peter, Get behind me. Whatever that's behind me can never be in front of me. Bigger, better, greater awaits us right now. We coming from Egypt. That's behind us. Lower self. How you been doing things? That's the behind we talking about. We talking about the lower you. Okay? We talking about all that stuff that you think that makes up who you are. That is the lower you. It is not being entertained at this moment right now. Now watch this, you guys. Stay with me. Stay with me. Here we go. They was going over to a promised land. Promised land. Promised land meaning they was being led. Let's go. Being led by what? Higher self. Being led by what? Higher self. Being led by what? Higher self. It's time for a change. It's time for a crossover. It's time for a different view. It's time for something different. Come on, y'all. Speak that thing as not what? As it were. You have to speak it, right? You have to speak it. Can't nobody speak it but you. Come on. You know what you want. You know what you desire. You know what you need. And for many of us, we need something different right now. We need something different. So here you go. Here you go. Here you go. There you go. When they got over to the promised land, you see many people want the revelation of the promised land, but don't want the transformation of the promised land. Come on, y'all. Here you go right here. You want the revelation of the promised land, but don't want the transformation of the promised land. So when they got over to the promised land, come on, y'all. Here it come right here. Here it come right here. Here it come right here. Hold on. Let's cut this off for a second. They got over to the promised land. They wanted the revelation of the promised land, but didn't want the transformation. So when they got back around they ratchet friends, when they got back around lower self, when they came back around family members, when you start talking back to your ex, when you start sitting here settling for bull crap, what happened? They mean you. You, and you. I don't want to call out no names. Come on, Vicky, we going higher. Watch this. They saw themselves as what? Grasshoppers. They saw themselves as lower self. You see, you got your butt to the higher you, and you saw yourself as the lower you. Isn't that something? You wanted a revelation, but you didn't know how to handle the transformation. You didn't know how to handle the fact that when you get to bigger, better, greater, oh, you got some answers. You got an answer for some stuff. Now, let's be clear. You don't have to answer to this. You don't think God just finna do something, lead you out, sent you me. Some of you don't even treat me the way I'm supposed to be treated. I don't get a feed share. I post my sister book. I post a couple people books. Y'all should support anybody I support. Why? Because the people, I was very clear at the very beginning. I'm not supporting nobody that I don't talk to. I ain't supporting nobody that I don't communicate with. I'm not listening. Isn't that some type of, what type of discipline is that to say I'm not communicating with nobody that ain't communicating with me? Some of you will send out every preacher around the world. You will send out every motivational speaker hoping you can motivate somebody else. I thought you are the target. Don't you know you are the target? Don't you know we trying to get you to the promised land? If you get there, then I get better just by you being there. Some of you are so selfish that you will sit your butt over here and monitor everybody that's not doing nothing. You know more about somebody else's business, about your own business. Because of what? You're not looking in the mirror at yourself. You would rather break this mirror just so you can't see what you really look like. So now you're looking at this right here saying, I know what I look like. Then you should understand poverty. You should understand you sick mentally, you sick physically, you sick financially, you sick emotionally. Why are you sick? You sick because ego has made you sick. That is a spirit. Ego has made you sick. Well, what is ego? I mean, my pride sometimes, boo, you will get up off of pride. Let's go back to ego. Ego, you done ease God right out of everything. And don't you expect him to do anything when it comes down to you. Because you don't know. You didn't read the instructions. You didn't read the instructions that goes with the stuff that you was now. And you see the soil. See, in order to plant this seed of newness, you need to have soil of oldness. See, old, new. This has to be planted so it can go down authority and be planted so something new can birth out. Bow. Something new can burst out. Bow. Something new can birth out. Bow. Do something new. Bow. Right? Now, guess what? All of this has been planted. Do you see any weeds on this? Do you see any weeds on this package? How do you get weeds? You get weeds when you ain't planted nothing. When you ain't done nothing, and many people have weeds in their life, and they mad because they got weeds in their life, and you come around people, Pastor, all these people, they keep on, somebody else said, you know, I keep on attracting married men. You keep on because you thinking what you attracting. You ain't trying to attract better. You ain't trying to attract bigger, and you ain't trying to attract greater because you seeing things of where you want to be instead of putting yourself in the role of where you at. And at the end of the day, if you see yourself as a wife, then you will become a wife. But you keep saying when I get married versus I'm already married. You keep saying, hey, when I become a husband versus people been telling me Adonis is married. Adonis is married. I done heard more married. I've been married more times than I could possibly imagine. Adonis is married. Then I'll be like, I ain't married. What are you talking about? Right? Mess my little self up because I ain't know. Y'all ain't gonna trick me no more. Absolutely not. No, Adonis is married. You better get that right. He's married to bigger, better, greater. He is married to higher self than married lower self. God say when two become one. When two become one. When your higher mind, your higher self, and your lower self become one self, you are now married. And now that you are married, you cross over two touching or agreeing. If your higher self can agree with your lower self and they get on the same page, then a third mind will appear. Y'all ain't ready for somebody that been gifted to do what it is I'm doing, because what I'm doing is setting the captives free. But some people, but you ain't Jesus. You should hope I'm Jesus right now. You should pray to God I'm Jesus right now. Because if I'm Jesus, imagine what can happen. If I'm Jesus, then imagine what can happen. What can happen? He could set the captive free. What can happen? He could restore sight to the blind. For some of you that could not see, I bet you could see now. I bet you could see that you going bigger, better, greater. I bet you could see that you can stop complaining now. I bet you can see that you are responsible for your lower level self. But the last is now, last used to be first. But now what you put last, which was God, what you put last was the understanding. What you put last was the information. What you put last is the wisdom. What you put last is the connection, the relationship, and everything that manifests everything that you desire to have. Who put it last? You did. And God said, he comes back now to prosper, to develop, to grow. What you put last, it's about time to bear them fruits. So he comes and take his position now. See, he don't ask you. He let you mess up first. Let your pride ease him on out. Then he comes and make you look stupid. I know, got me too. I'm like, God, for real, we look stupid. He said, you look so stupid. He said the dog that got the vomit came out, they returned back to what? Lower self. See, you was up here. You was up here, hands lifted. Come on, God, you was creating, you was building. And what happened? Soon as you came out of prayer, decline. How you keep declining? Because you ain't putting enough deposits in. Come on, y'all. Everything you do gotta prosper. Any person you around gotta prosper. They gotta prosper because you around them. Come on, you level up the environment. You level up the environment. Have higher self. Higher self. Higher self. Come on, y'all. Let's finish it out. I'm done. I'm done. When they got over to the promised land, bigger, better, greater, sus, they saw themselves as grasshoppers. They saw themselves as clowns. All this stuff all on their face. They saw this ain't what God created me to be. Come on now. You mean to tell me my outside is poison now? Now that my inside's done been purified? Woo! Yeah. What did God do for me? I was so into my outside with my little dreads. The moment he transformed me, I said, God, I need something new. He told me to cut that hair off. I came back like, okay, what else, God? Hey, there you go. I needed something new so I could remind myself when I look at myself. Okay, simple. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Yeah. That's it. Be successful, my people. Invisible Crown Army, take your position. It's time for us to prosper moving forward. You got one goal out the way. We fast on the first, liquid only, but keep in mind something. It's not about what you take in. It's about what you put out. And I'm not talking about just out your mouth. I'm talking about with your actions right now. You put out the wrong thing. He says, speak that thing as not as though it was happening. If you're going to be a wife, you better be one now. You're going to be a husband, better be one now. You're going to be a mother, you better be one now. At the end of the day, it's just your job never stops. You can be whatever you want to be. Just don't be ungrateful. And for many of us, we have been ungrateful, inconsiderate. Come on, y'all. Let's go. You chose the raggedy friend. You chose the raggedy environment. You chose a relationship that was no relationship at all. Without your participation, you have nothing anyway. Some of you had titles. Many people tried to trap me up, okay? Tried to get me, okay? Tried to slap me with a title with no gas money, okay? Where we going? Nowhere. What we getting? Nothing. Where we supposed to go? Oh, I'm hoping you was going to tell me that. I think you better return back to the sender. Go back to the manufacturer. Go back to the one who said you're supposed to be this. I will marry this. But you got to become this. And only way you become this, you better find the instructions to how to be everything you need to be. Juicy, come on, y'all. Red, come on. And you should be able to produce and plant seeds. Come on now. It don't come with one seed. It come with many seeds. You should be able to sow into me more than I sow into you. But at the end of the day, when you ain't got nothing but a picture, you ain't got nothing but a picture. But what's inside of you? What's inside of you? I told you, in order to be something, in order to become something, you must first be something. And when you look inside of here, you better find out what you got. Because you missing something, okay? Peace and blessings. Father God, I thank you, Lord. I thank you, Lord, for what you are doing for us. I thank you, God, that you're building us up in a way that we can't build ourselves up. I thank you, God, that when we close our eyes right now, we shut off any and everything that will hinder us right now. When we close the door, when we step into this place of temporary darkness, come on now, we have a light, we have a candle, we have something that allows us to connect to you. And if we are connected, if we believe we connected, and if we understand that we connected, then God, we don't want to finish it. We don't want to finish it. We don't want to finish what already been finished. What we want to come do is we want to first off thank you for what you are doing, have been doing, and continue to do. And that is provide us with a way. God, release, decrease anything and everything that raised itself up in this life that done hid us from finding the true life. But today, let this be the day that we have located something different about this thing called life. And one thing can change everything. And we're grateful for this one seed, this one word called mercy and glory. And it's from you, God. It's from the higher self. We recognize that the first shall be last. And God, we're grateful that the last is becoming first. We put you last when it came down to choosing things. We put you last when it came down to how we spend. We put you last when it came down to investing into others that was trying to put out amazing work. We didn't do our part. But today, God, we are grateful that you are putting yourself first. You are putting yourself, that is a law. We cannot no longer control what it is that you have already destined to have happen in us and through us. We resting in you now, knowing, God, that you are first at this point. And this is in your Son, Jesus Christ. You do all these things on our behalf. Thank you for the Trinity of the Father, the Son, and the Spirit that governs all that we do. There's nothing we can do without your presence, God. There's nothing we can do without your presence being present. There's nothing that we have done that you have not seen. And we have destroyed a lot of opportunities and a lot of things to get closer to you. We hurt ourselves so much just to find out that this is really you, God. We have damaged ourselves just to know that this is really you, God. This is really you, God. This is really you, God. Hey. Hey. In Jesus Christ's name we pray, amen. Receive what's already your inheritance right now. It is your responsibility to inherit what's for you. If you don't get what's for you, then truth be told, we'll see you another time. But as this time, this is the daily bread. You eat what it is meant for you to eat. Isn't it amazing that this is the Sabbath, Saturday, right? The Sabbath that we have, Rude Awakening. Rest, you guys. Rest, and reload. We back on the battlefield come Monday, Mighty Monday Meltdown. You already know. AJ on deck. Peace and blessings. Sus, thank you. Ms. Rogers, thank you. Ms. Roper, thank you. Miss Abercrombie, thank you. Commando, thank you. Ms. Williams, thank you. Peace and blessings. Isha, thank you. Vicky, I saw you, thank you. Miss Silas, thank you. Jackie, thank you. And everybody else, if I miss your name, please share the feed. We on the move right now. We don't have time. We kicking and we taking and we letting God know, deal with them, God. I'm handing names over. God, deal with them. This person, Sharon, thank you. I'm writing names. God, deal with them, okay? Because if I deal with them, I'm going to catch a case, okay? And this ain't the type of case I want to be pleading with you on. I'm going to catch a case, guys, so I need you to deal with them. Deal with my adversary. Deal with them as the way they trying to deal with me, God. Deal with them the way they trying to deal with me. I want to stay focused on bigger, better, greater, but bills cannot pull my attention away from my God. Oh no, because you will love one, but you gonna hate the other. And the other one keep pulling me. Why is it pulling me though? God, I need to rise above my situation, my current situation. I need a rise. I need a tide. My boat is not floating the way it's supposed to. I need the tide to come in. Raise me up, God, financially. Come on now. Raise me up spiritually. Let's go. Raise me up intellectual. Let's go. Raise me up emotional. Come on, y'all. Ain't no time crying is gonna hold us down. We don't need to be anchored to the wrong thing. Come on, y'all. You better release that anchor. Come on, God. I know. I saw that. I saw that. There you go right there. There's an anchor. We gonna have to release that anchor. You can't anchor yourself to heartache and hurt. You can't anchor yourself to frustration and confusion. You can't anchor yourself to sit here and decide whether somebody lying to you or not. You ain't got that type of power right now. You need to worry. Are you lying to yourself right now? Are you prepared to move forward? Are you prepared to prosper? Are you prepared to give? Are you prepared to sow? You only gonna reap what you sow, but are you sowing based on what it is you know you sowing, or are you sowing doubt right now? Are you sowing confusion right now? Are you sowing pain right now? Come on now. Hurt has no place in the future of where we going. Come on, y'all. We are open. We have an open road. We going places that's called the promised land, right? Bigger, better, greater. But if you get over there and you see yourself as a grasshopper, that's not on me. If you see yourself as ratchet, that's not on me. If you see yourself project, that's not on me. You see yourself as nothing, then that's on you. You treat me like I'm no, you treating you like you nobody. Don't you sit here and attach me to that. Some of you better watch these words. It ain't what goes in, it's what comes out, okay? Don't you worry about what you put in your mouth. I don't care if you eat pork skin. You see, you done ate chitlins. You done ate everything at the bottom and you still here. You got that? But what comes out your mouth got you still what? Here in the place you don't want to be. Use your mouth outwardly to get where you going, but you got to feel it all in your shundo. You got to feel it all in your spirit. You got to feel it in all your heart. Some of you got to cry for this one. You got to cry because you saying, yes, God. You got to cry because you know I'm telling the truth. You got to cry because you recognize the truth is setting you free. Let's go. Free from bondage. Free from bondage, free from captivity. Come on now. If you've been trapped, then guess what? Slavery is not where you want to be. You want to shift. You want to go to the other side. You don't got time to be sitting here looking left, thinking about right. No, if you know right is the direction you going in, that's where you going in. If you going in the wrong direction, you better turn around and go in the opposite. That's just how it works. If you know what goes this way, then you don't have to look back no more. We ain't got to look back. That's behind you. You can't go forward and backwards at the same time. So at the end of the day, we going where we supposed to go. We're going to be where we're supposed to be. As a matter of fact, we are already there. To God be the glory. Hey, I can't play this song no more. Man, y'all got me going in. I got to get up off this thing. I'm too low. Y'all hear that? Man, I'm riding in on that. Mercy. Glory. Get your butt up there. Get up there. Get up there. Get up there. Higher self. Get up there. That's where you're going. All you got to do is keep telling yourself all week, I'm going to a higher self. I'm going to my higher self. I'm going to my... People gonna look at you like you crazy. But guess what? God gonna make a believer out of you looking. I'd rather look crazy, and then when he do it, they look crazy. Ain't that something? They look crazy now. Cross-eyed self. Ugly self.